Has your stove ever broken, leaving you starving and unable to cook a meal? Questioning if you're even going to survive until the overpriced repairman comes? Me either, so today we're going to fix this non-existent issue with something that everybody already has. A mid-grade FDM heated bed 3D printer. How's it going, guys? I'm Kelby, and today we're going to be seeing if we can use my 3D printer as a stovetop by cooking some various foods, including eggs and bacon. Will it be edible? First things first, we need to find out how hot the printer actually gets. To do this, you could use a temperature gun like this. But since I'm poor, we're going to be using something that I've already spent all of my money on already, my editing PC. Now, I know you're asking yourself, since when did editing PCs come with temperature guns? Well, they don't, but they do have Google. After extensive research on many scholarly articles, I've concluded that the bed should be able to get to about 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees in the correct measurement of temperature. Next, we need to find out what temperature is needed for these foods to be safe to eat. Eggs need to be cooked at an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Along with the egg, we also have the bacon, which also needs to be at 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that we know the internal temperatures the food needs to reach, we need to find out a way to measure it. To do this, I'm going to be stealing a thermometer from my mom. Now that we have a way to measure it, we can start prepping. I will be taking off the glass bed so we can get more direct contact with the heating element, but we don't want to just crack an egg directly onto the surface, so I will be using tinfoil to make a little bowl. Now that we have everything done, we need to preheat the bed. I am preheating it to around 90 to 100 degrees for the egg, and once it's preheated, we can start cooking. I'm spraying a little Pam, and then I am cracking the egg on the bed. And shortly after I cracked the egg, it started beeping at me, and it would not stop no matter what I did. I think it's because I preheated the bed beforehand and then I cracked a cold egg on the surface and it just did not like that. To fix this, I turned off the 3D printer and let it cool down for a little bit. And then I turned it back on and preheated it again. This time with the egg on it so it can preheat with the egg. This seemed to work much better and it stopped it from beeping at me. As you can see, it is turning white, which is a really good sign that it's going to work. After quite a bit of time, I did flip the egg and it seemed to hold together pretty well. Of course, we are adding some salt and pepper to make it a little bit less bland, and after what I would think is about 20 minutes, it did seem to be done. If you are enjoying the video so far, please drop a like, it really helps out the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe because I will be posting weekly. Now the only thing left to do with the egg is give it a taste. Alright, so we got our egg finished on the 3D printer. Now we have to try it to make sure it's edible. Because obviously I cannot cook an egg on my 3D printer and then just say you can without actually trying it to make sure it's actually cooked. It was hard to get a good temperature reading on it because the egg is really thin, and trying to hold the thermometer in a place where it's like in the egg but not touching the build plate was really hard, so I just kind of went until the white was solid. It looks done. It really does. Yeah, that worked. I'm eating this whole egg. I have made worse eggs on my stovetop. I was going for a sunny side up egg, but that didn't really work out because I wanted to make sure it was like all the way cooked through the white. I'd rather overcook it than undercook it if I'm gonna eat it. Alright, so now that we've seen it's possible to cook on the printer, it's time to move on to something better, bacon. I will be reusing the tinfoil bowl that I made for the egg, and I will have the temperature of the bed the same as I did with the egg. This time making sure I don't preheat the 3D printer until the bacon is already on it. Alright, so we got the bacon to an internal temperature of above 145 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it should be safe to eat. What was weird about it is it didn't really sizzle at all, so it didn't really get crispy or anything, so I don't know how good the bacon is actually going to be, but it should be edible. It doesn't seem to be too squishy or like raw at all, so it's a pretty good sign. It just isn't crispy. That's fine. That's perfectly fine bacon. That is actually good. As you can see, you can absolutely cook on a 3D printer, which was really surprising to me considering how it only got to about 100 degrees Celsius, which is very hot, but I wasn't sure if it was hot enough to actually cook foods. I also didn't know if the heat transfer would get all the way to the food, but I think taking off the glass bed really helped. It's definitely not the worst idea in the world to go and cook on your 3D printer, as crazy as it sounds. The bacon didn't get quite as crispy as I would like it, but it turned out great overall. Definitely edible. If you are looking for a quick way, if your stove broke, to cook a meal, definitely plausible. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, as it will really help out the channel and allow me to make more videos like this. I try and be as original as possible with my video ideas like this. I've never seen it before. I don't think anyone's really crazy enough to even think of it, let alone try it. But I'm here for that, and I will still be here for that. So if you have any crazy ideas you would like to see with a 3D printer or a PC, please let me know in the comments. I try and read every comment that is on my videos. I really enjoy the support you guys have given me so far. If you are wondering where I got my 3D printer, what 3D printer it is, or if you're just getting into 3D printing and don't know how to start, I will have a link in the description of this video with everything you will need to get started, like filament, the actual 3D printer, a more affordable 3D printer if you don't have the budget for something like this. Using my link in the description really helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you are going to order a 3D printer, specifically the ones that I have listed on there, it would really help out if you use the link. The amount of support that I've gotten on this channel already is amazing. I went from 200 to about 15,000 followers in about 2 weeks, which is absolutely unheard of on YouTube. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching and have a great day.